Hi you guys, welcome to the Rubber Room. It's 7 o'clock on Monday night, time for my Create with Chris Live. Tonight I'm just going to share with you some cards that were created by some of the stamp sets that are retiring. Our retiring list is out. If you don't have it, let me know and I can send it to you. And if you're a demonstrator, you're all excited tonight because tomorrow we get to pre-order from the new catalog. I'm super excited about the new catalog. It has some really great stamp sets in it and some really cool accessories. It's going to be a catalog that is a must-have for every crafter. So if you want a catalog and don't have a demonstrator that gets you one, just leave a comment for me and I will see that you get one. Okay, these first cards I'm sharing are from the Painted Harvest stamp set, and that is on page 128 of our annual catalog. And this is a two-step, it's a distinctive stamp set, so that's where you get that kind of 3D stamped image. I'll get a little close here so you can see the wink of Stella in there. It gives it that little sparkle, and this is kind of an unusual little opening for the card, or a fancy fold as we like to call it. And then here's another one that is monochromatic, and that means from the same color scheme. So this is a black and white, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Let me see if I can get it in there so you can. Okay, isn't that beautiful? And you can see she used the little acorn in there, lots of different stamps. Okay, there, I think I'm getting it straight now. Lots of different stamps in there in this stamp set with the leaves and the acorn and the beautiful sunflower. So that's the Painted Harvest stamp set on page 128. And it is on the retirement list, but stamp sets you can get until May 22nd, I believe. This one is on page 188, and it is called The Little Elephant, and it coordinates with the Elephant Builder Punch, which is, the stamp set's on page 103, and the punch is on page 188. This is a great one for a baby card. And this one you can see she uses the embossing folder in the background to give it a little bit of texture and lift to it. This one was with some designer series paper. A little thank you card for baby gifts. And this one has kind of a fancy fold with it. So you can see it opens this way. So this just tucks right under that little elephant there. Can you see that? Tucks right under the elephant and then pops up, and there's a little greeting inside. Isn't that cute? A great way to welcome a little baby into the world, right? And the next stamp set is the Crafting Forever. It's on page 159. If you are a crafter, you know that we all have certain things we need, and a good crafting stamp set is one of those. This one has a great little pot with the brushes in it. I like the button embossing folder that they used here, and it gives it great texture. And then there's some designer series paper that goes along with it, and then they just stamped in the Coastal Cabana ink right on the Coastal Cabana paper. This one they punched out, they used the framelits to punch out the coordinating pens and pencils that go along with it. And those also you can see match the designer series paper. This one is another one with a little bit of a fancy fold to it. I like that saying, crafting forever, housework never. And then you can write your sentiment right in there. This one is on page 111. It's the Inspiring Iris. And I'll hold it up there so you can see the, she used a little scripty background to it. And that again is a distinctive stamp set, and that gives it that kind of layered look to it. And this one is with our heirloom framelits, and I absolutely love those too. They give it a very Victorian feel. And then we have Sea of Textures. This is on page 153 of our catalog. And wow, look at all the goodies in there. This kind of looks a little bit like a fishing net, and there are framelits that match it. And this one opens like this. How fun is that for a fancy fold, right? I like that. And then here's another one with that stamp set. I like the little starfish down there. It really makes it look like it's right in the sea because they've distressed it a little bit. And then this one is a Hostess stamp set called New Wonders. It's on page 207, and you could only purchase it with Stampin' Rewards, which you earn when you have a party that you're the hostess of. This one is great if you like to color, especially because that little fairy there and the pen, it's all really detailed, but you can get a lot of shading in there and different textures to it. Here they've used it with the lace background. Isn't that a great background stamp too? Or I'm sorry, framelit. Just love it. And just a really nice font there just popping in to say, I like that set. It's got a lot of possibilities to it, especially for little girls. All little girls like fairies and mermaids and unicorns. This one is a little more practical for lots and lots of use. This is the Piece of Cake stamp set. It is on page 64 in the catalog, and the coordinating punch is on page 188. And this one is another one that has kind of a little fun fold. And this is the coordinating punch here. It comes in a suite, so there are lots of coordinating products with it. And one of them is this little candle, the little gold metal candle at the top of it. Really fun. This one is very fancy. Look at that. How fancy is that, right? That gold foil paper is going to be going also, the glitter paper, I'm sorry. And it's going to be going, and then all the layers there with the stitched framelits. Really a pretty card with all of the detail work around the side of it. Just a gorgeous one. Here's one that uses the 2018-2020 retiring colors. This gorgeous grape and totally spaced on that one. Oh, that one's Lemon Lime Twist, which is already retired. So just putting it with that designer series paper gives it a little bit of a pop. And those two colors are really good together too. And here's another one with some retiring colors. And you can see the punch there. They just used all the icing in the same colors that are on the backgrounds with the designer series paper. So, and these cards I am going to be giving away when you go to my website and make a purchase. I am going to be sending some of those cards out, some retiring accessories, all kinds of good stuff coming. So let's move on to our crafts for tonight. We are going to be using the In Colors. I did this as my to-go class. So this is kind of a perfect example. If you haven't taken a to-go class, this is how it comes to your door. So everything, this is the card, the first card we're going to make. And let's see, there we go. This is the first card we're going to make. And it uses the Grapefruit Grove paper that's going to be retiring. So when you get this as your to-go kit, you're going to have all of the pieces to recreate that card. You don't get any stamped images when you get to-go kits. So you have to provide your own sentiments for these cards. And that's Stampin' Up! Policy. We just don't mail stamped images. So I'm going to be using the So Sentimental stamp set for all of these cards. So if you had taken that class, you could have ordered the stamp set as an add-on. So that's how all my to-go classes run. And they are $15 or $25 or free with a $25 minimum purchase. And then your stamp set is an add-on if you want. This one we're going to do the words. This calls for confetti. So you'll have this little piece all punched out and ready to go. And I think I will use some basic gray ink for this one. So we're just gonna ink up our stamp and stamp it in this. All of these pieces were cut with the rectangular stitched framelits. And those are, getting a phone call, sorry about that. It's the coordinating bundle. So they were cut with these pieces, and some of the other ones were cut with these. So not only can you order the stamp set, but you can order the stamp set and the coordinating framelits that go along with it. So what I'm gonna do is just melt my words, or I'm sorry, put my adhesive on my Grapefruit Grove, I'm sorry, jeez, not my Grapefruit Grove, this is Pineapple Crush. So I'm gonna put my sentiment right on top of it. And this piece is gonna go on the side of my card. So I'm just gonna put some adhesive on that. And this is another designer series paper that can go either way. And it is really cute with a dinosaur edge on the outside too. And then I'm gonna put these balloons, came from the Balloon Builder Punch, I believe it is. And so we're just gonna put those on here. And then I'm gonna take, make sure I'm in there for you guys. I tend to get all over the place here. I'm gonna take a piece of my twine and just kind of pull it apart. And I wanna pull it apart so that I have two strands. And this probably is big enough that you could use it. It is. So I'm going to cut it in half and use half for each side of my balloon. And then I'm just going to take some little glue dots. Our paper pumpkin kit comes with these really tiny glue dots. And those are the ones I'm going to use for this, just because they're smaller than our regular ones. And I just want to glue down this little piece of twine. Okay, and that's going to make kind of a string for the balloon. Let me get the backing off of my glue dot there. And the paper and coordinating items for the 2018-2020 in colors are all going to be retiring. So if you haven't gotten them yet, they have markers, Stampin' Write markers, and papers, inks, ink refills, all that good stuff. So I'm going to put up my sentiment up on some dimensionals. And we'll just quickly put these in the corners. Get that in there so you can see it. And I want to put some more glue dots in here and kind of glue these strings down. And you can use your, pick your tool to do this too. Okay. And then I'm just going to add my sentiment here. And we'll get it going the right way. And straight. How about that? And then we can kind of play around with these. And we can trim them off down there if you don't like them coming out where your words are. but quick and easy birthday card. This one is the Pineapple Crush with the Tropical Oasis Designer Series paper, and then that is the lipstick, lovely lipstick, and that's also a retiring color. And we used the basket weave embossing folder, so you get that great kind of basket feel to it. So we'll start with just adhering that layer. I have to get that really straight so I know my pieces are straight. I'm going to put my Designer Series paper on top of my lovely lipstick there. Let's see if I can get that straight. There we go. And you're going to put that, I think I'll put it down towards the middle of my paper. There we go. And then this one is going to be Sending Healing Hugs. So I'm going to use my lovely lipstick paper there. And pull out my Sending Healing Hugs. All of these cards were made with the same stamp set and set of framelits. So you don't have lots to purchase or pull out or own or any of that. And you get lots of different sentiments. So we'll get that one right in the middle for you. There we go. And I'm gonna just adhere this. And again, these framelits are in the set of framelits that coordinate with this So Sentimental stamp set. Just gonna attach that. And again, I'm gonna pop this one up on some dimensionals. And I'll just put it, I think I'll go down that way with it. There we go. And this one is our Blueberry Bushel, and that is the Hammered Metal Embossing folder. Both of these embossed folders are going to be retiring. So we're going to take this rectangle piece and we're going to stamp our words on that. And that one I'm going to use Your Friendship is a Blessing. I like that this is so many versatile stamps because you can use them for birthdays and, like I said, healing. So for somebody that's under the weather or just had some surgery, there's a thank you, a friendship, and I don't know about you guys, but while I'm staying home, I'm sending a lot more cards and just letting people know that I'm thinking about them and caring on. Oh, let's get this right in the middle. Thinking about them and caring about them and want them to be happy and just sending them a little happiness in the mail. We all need a little mail that isn't bills, especially now when so many people are out of work and things are not going real well. So this, again, you can use either way. This is the 6x6 Designer Series paper. And this, I believe, is already sold out. I'm going to kind of put that up a little bit. This was actually a one-sheet wonder class that you could do very easily with your 6x6 Designer Series paper. And I think I did that maybe 2 weeks ago for my live. So I'm going to burnish this a little bit more. I almost forgot. I'm going to put my ribbon on there. And I do send my ribbon tied like this. So you will actually, when you do a class to go or online, you'll get your ribbon tied already like that. I'm going to add a little bit more adhesive so it will, the ribbon will be stuck to the card also and won't pop up there, and pull on it. You find if I leave my card straight on my script paper that, and I'm just going to pull that tight, and I can, depending on where my sentiment is, if I put my fingers like this in the knot in the ribbon, I can move it. So I can move it either way towards the edge of my card or towards the middle of my card. And then I'm going to take this one, take my sentiment, and just put some dimensionals on the back of it. And these are fairly easy cards. You actually are going to do 2 of them when you do a class to get 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. And I will be posting my May schedule, so you'll have some options there. And then this is the last one, and this is Grapefruit Grove with Call Me Clover. So in this one, because I'm kind of a little OCD, I like things to go a certain way. So I'm going, all of your pieces are cut so that they match up. I'll get this back up here. And by match up, I mean when you put them together, you're going to see that the images go with each other. And those images do not go with each other. So you're going to have to take a minute to, yep, those 2 go. And then this one I'm going to guess goes here. Yep, so you can see all of your flowers and ferns and stamen, all of them are going to line up very, very nicely. Okay, so I'm going to start with my top one. And I'm just going to kind of lightly set it there. I'm not going to push it down until I get all 3 of mine on there and decide that they're exactly where I want them to be. And then I'll go ahead and push them down and make sure they're not going to go anywhere else. I think that kind of gives it a more finished kind of, I don't want to say professional look, because we still want our crafts to look handmade. But I like that they match up, because it still gives it that finished, seamed up look, as if you were working with a plaid on a quilt maybe. This one is going to have to come down this way. Okay, so you can see a little bit of that Call Me Clover in the background there. This one is really crooked. It's hard to do upside down, you guys. And I'm going to trim just a little tiny bit off these edges. Maybe it looks like it's about a 1/16 of an inch. Okay. And then I'm just going to take my Call Me Clover, add some adhesive, and put it down here. I like a nice crisp fold, so I tend to burnish a lot. So we'll put it right on here. And you can also make this card go in this direction if you wanted to. They say that's the way you can tell a great layout for a card is if it can go in either direction, meaning vertically or horizontally. So let's make this one vertical. And I already stamped my sentiment and call me Clover. This one is a thank you. And again, I'm going to pop this one up on some dimensionals. I changed the orientation of my camera. That's why I didn't get to see you guys in the beginning. I wanted to see if it made a difference when I did my video. And so I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then you also get your bows tied. So I'm going to put a bow right there. And this is the same package of twine that the brown came from. It's going to be retiring also. So I'm just going to put that right there. There you go. We have, here's what it looks like in the long one. So that's 5 quick and easy cards with all of the 2018-2020 in colors that are going to be retiring. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next week. I'm going to leave some information at the beginning of this post with a hostess code and a reminder that I'm with every order this month that's placed with retiring items, I will be sending out some retiring accessories or cards that coordinate with what you ordered. Thanks for stopping by, you guys, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.